Good morning! Good morning, everybody. I'm Becky Bagnall. For those of you who don't know me, welcome, welcome. This is the first video you've seen of me in this series. Then what we're doing every day, massive welcome. This is our Bend Don't Break with Becky 14-day flexibility challenge. And what I'm doing every day is a live stretching session. And the reasons kind of behind why I'm doing it is because flexibility was something that it's something that I work on all the time. But at the start of the new year, I was like, New Year's resolution, all of this jazz, all of that hype. And I was like, I want to improve my flexibility. However, when I started doing my stretches every day, I was like, it's a bit lonely, isn't it? It's a little bit lonely. So I thought I'd reach out to the rest of the world and hope that other people might be interested in joining me on my stretching adventures. So what we're doing is every single day, together, we're committing to doing a stretching session on different parts of our body every day for 14 days. So if you'd like to join me live, amazing, get yourself nice and ready. We're going to start in just a minute. I can see a few people joining now, which is brilliant, and this makes me very excited. If you're not able to join us live, but you are still interested in doing it, and you want to catch up on the last 3 days as well, that's cool. Let me know. Drop me a message if you're not already on our mailing list, and I can ping them out to you. It just means that they are straight there in your inbox, so you can catch up at a time that suits you, because I realise that half past 8 on a Saturday morning might not be best for everyone, but for some people it might work. So you can just join whenever suits you. So far in our stretching sessions, we've done front leg splits both ways, we've done middle splits, and we've started doing loads of shoulder openers and a little bit on the upper back and the chest and things like this. Today is all about back bend. So we're going to do a little bit on shoulders again, but a lot of it's going to be in our back. Now, I know that for a lot of people can feel a little bit nervous about moving their back. So we're going to be doing a lot on terms of strengthening your back, as well as increasing the flexibility. And what I mean by this is when we bend our back, we're going to be doing it using our muscles. And this means that it's going to be nice and controlled, as opposed to just loosely moving our back, in which case it will feel more dangerous. So I know a lot of people get very worried about their back. It's very precious, obviously, but I believe every part in our body is precious. Oh, morning, Lee. How are you, my lovely? Welcome, welcome. Thank you for joining us live. So yeah, if you have any worries about your back and you're worried about moving it, or you're worried that you don't want to damage it, things like this, please give me a shout so that we can talk through this together. I know it's a real hot topic for a lot of people. My sister broke her back, and I know that she feels, particularly because she's broken it, she fell down the stairs. This was a couple of Christmases ago, actually, and it suddenly feels very precious and very like, no, I don't want to touch it because I don't want it to, I don't want to do anything wrong. So if you feel a little bit like that, do let me know, and we can talk it through together. But I'm a firm believer that if you use it, if you strengthen it, then it's going to be way better use for you. It will be stronger, so it's less likely to cause any damage. And building flexibility and building strength will protect your back the best way possible. So, but do give me a shout if it is something you're worried about, because I do know a lot of people are like, oh God, no, don't know. But yes, anyway, top note, keep yourself hydrated. I've got my cup of tea this morning. I went out last night, so I'm in the mood a bit. So, keep yourself hydrated, keep yourself nice and warm, and let's begin. Let me just angle this down so you guys can see me. Cool, lovely. Right, so let me just shuffle back and everybody see. Okay, lovely. So we're going to start with a little bit of back mobility. So we're just going to have our hands down to the side. If you're doing a lot on your biceps, you want to have a bit of a bicep stretch as well. Just rotate the hands around and it'll just stretch it out. I haven't used my biceps for the last couple of days, so they don't really make a difference to me, but if you've used it, you'll feel it. It's quite nice. And we're just going to take the head down and breathing it up. Take it up and take it down. When you think about having a nice long straight back, taking it up And taking it down. Lovely. Taking it up a little bit bigger. We're going to roll the shoulders with this, taking it down. Opening them up, squeezing the shoulder blades together. And in. And up. Lovely. A little bit bigger, taking the arms over, really rounding the back. Opening it up. And over. And up. Good. Lovely. Last one. Take it over. Breathe it in. Lovely. From here, take your hands to the side. I want you to take your ear over to your shoulder. We're just going to place the hand on top. And again, as I've said in previous exercises, you don't want to push down. You don't want to put any pressure on it. Just the weight of your hand is enough. If you want to have a deeper stretch, you can push that hand away. So this hand pushes away. Lovely. Lifting it up, take your nose to the nipple. Hand goes back on and pushing down again if you want that deeper stretch. Lovely. Hand goes off, take it over to the other side. Hand goes on. And just resting, pushing it down, trying to get that into the shoulder. Lift it up, nose to nipple, take it back there. I love this stretch. I get quite a tight neck, so this is one of the main reasons why I do it. I like to stretch it every day. Lovely. Take it off. Head's going straight down, instinct the fingers at the top, and you're just going to place them on top. Again, you don't need to push down. Just the weight of them adds a little bit extra pressure, which eases kind of any tension in the back of the neck. If it feels good to turn your neck here, like that's cool. Just kind of do what feels right for your body. Lovely. And then gently take it back up again. Lovely. I always like to start with my hips. So we're going to stand up. Oh, hopefully you can see me. I'll go a little bit lower, so hopefully you can still see me okay. In fact, I definitely can't go that low. Let me just reshuffle. Sorry, team. So we are here, soft knees, and I just want us to circle around the hips. Circling them round. Lovely. And change direction. Good. This time we're going to include the back and have a nice straight back. So we're pushing the hips forward, taking it forward, taking it back. Good. As we're doing this position, you might feel that you're pushing your hips forward. So you can feel it in front, like here, when I stretch it out, and there's a little bit in the hamstrings when I go back. And then change direction. Good. Nice. Lovely work. Lovely. Taking it back to still. Soften the knees again. Circling it round. I want to go a little bit deeper into the movement. Taking it round a little bit further. And change direction. Nice. Good. I like to hold onto my ribs to make sure that my ribs are nice and still. And we're actually going to swap. So popping our hands onto our hips. Try and keep your hips still. I want us to just move our rib cage. And we're taking it all the way around. Moving it back a little bit. And take it back the other way. I do find this one a tricky one. My hips just want to move a little bit as well. But I feel like I'm getting better with it. We'll get there eventually. Lovely. Good work, guys. Right. Oh, sorry. I'm like going up and down and moving up and down as well. Oh, dear. There we go. So, from here, I want us to go onto all fours. And just make sure that your knees are directly underneath your hips and that your wrists are directly underneath your shoulders. From here, I want us to tuck our tailbone under, round the spine, and then round the shoulders and drop the head down. And then we're going to take it up, reversing it over, so the pelvis goes up, arching it over, opening up the shoulders, opening up the chest, squeezing the shoulder blades together. And then take it back over it. And then take it back up. Good. One more, taking it down, pulling the tummy button up into the spine. And then taking it over, trying to get the tailbone to reach the top. And from here, we're going to roll the ribcage round in a circle. Good. And change direction. Lovely. Good. Lovely. So from here, we're going to start with lying down, and we're going to do what I like to call swimmers. So I'm going to lie down at this angle, so hopefully everything is clear and can be seen. Okay, cool. So I'm lying myself down. I'm going to stretch my arms out in front of me. And what I want us to do is lift our legs up, lift our hands up. And then we're just going to relax for a moment, lifting it up again and taking it down. Now, when we just do these simple lifts and taking it down, I want us to think about we're squeezing this part of our back. So this part of our back is what we're squeezing. If this feels too intense to lift both legs and arms, keep your legs on the floor and see if you can just lift up your arms and take them back down. The further out your arms are, the harder it is. So if you're in a position where you're like, blimey, taking my arms out in front feels really difficult, take them next to you, put them on your shoulders, keep your hands in, and see if you can lift it up and take it down. I also want to be super important bit of information here. Your butt cheeks are going to be a lifesaver, and I mean absolute lifesaver for backache. If anybody has got sore back, particularly lower back, chances are you want to work on building up your butt muscle, because if you strengthen your glutes and all those muscles in your butt, it helps protect your lower back, and these get used as opposed to pushing on your back muscles, which aren't as big and aren't as strong. So most people who have back problems is because they don't activate their glutes as well as they should do, which is of no fault of their own, just the body trains in a funny way sometimes if we hold it in a bad posture, and because of your core muscle as well, so in your tummy. And that's most of the time why people get backache. Most of the time, not always, but most of the time, it's to do with your glutes and it's to do with your core muscles. As well as people say go to do core strengthening if you've got backache, Pilates and stuff like this. So yeah, when we're doing this lift, I want us to think about squeezing these back muscles and squeezing your butt. And if you're someone who's really working on strengthening their back, you want to really work on squeezing that butt, squeezing it together, squeezing the top muscles, squeezing the side muscles. So what we're going to do is we're going to lift it up, and I want us to squeeze our butt, squeeze our back muscles for 5 seconds. So we're going to lift it up for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and relax. Good. Taking it up again and squeeze. Inhale for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and relax. Last one, breathing it in, squeezing it together for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, squeeze, squeeze, take it down. Good. So this exercise that we're going to do now is the one that's called swimmers. Very similar, but I just thought we'd start with a little warm up. And we're going to take our arms and legs out and switch them over. Oh, I think I've just lost people on Instagram. Sorry, Instagrammers. Welcome back. Apologies, we lost you there. So we're just lifting up each leg at a time. Now, I find this one really helps because it helps to isolate each leg and squeeze that butt. So when we're lifting that leg, I want you to feel like you're lifting it by squeezing that butt cheek. Okay, so you squeeze the butt cheek, and that's what's going to lift up your leg, okay? So we're going to do our swimmers, and we're going to do it for 10 seconds. Are we ready? If you feel like lifting it is too much, just use your arms. If this feels too much, take your hands to the side, but I still want that twist, and I still want you to be squeezing the butt cheeks. Please do try to do both. If you can do both, do both. Are we ready? And big in breath. 10, 9, 8, squeeze the butt. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Lovely. Relax it down. From here, just push yourself up from underneath your shoulders. I can hear my dog again. I'm not letting him in. And then just take it all the way down and just have a little relax here. Lovely. Take it back up. Good. We're going to do a little bit more on the shoulders and shoulder openers. So I just want us to roll our shoulders down a little bit. And then take it a little bit bigger, leading with the elbows. Taking it over. Good. Nice big circles. And then taking the shoulders, just the shoulders rolling forwards. Good, nice, and take it a little bit bigger. Going forward, going forward, going forward. Lovely. Jumping yourself up, we're going to use the sides again. I'm going to use my mum's mantelpiece while I'm here. Let me just give you a little shuffle round so you can see the mantelpiece. I'm going to put my hands onto the top, move the candle out of the way, and we're going to step ourselves back, and I'm just gently pushing through the top of our shoulders. So we're really pushing all across the top of our shoulders, breathing it in, exhale out. Yeah, a little bit deeper. Lovely, taking it up, and taking it down again, pushing through. I want you to feel like you're pushing through your armpits. Nice. And taking it up, a bit deeper. And inhale. Nice. Good. So this just helps really stretch out the top of the shoulder, top of our back, top of our shoulders. And we've done a little bit in the middle and we've done a little bit more on the glutes. I want us to do a little bit more on the glutes by doing some leg lifts. I can just go and lift that up. So what we're going to do, we're going to stand. This is throwback to days when I did ballet. We're going to stand next to our bar, stroke, whatever piece of equipment, stroke furniture we've got. That's roughly hip height or higher. Yeah, you want to aim the chair here will be a little bit low, the arms will be a bit low, but the back of the chair will be fine. What I want us to do is take our leg out behind us, so in a point. Throw back to ballet days if you ever did ballet. And I want us to squeeze this butt cheek to lift our leg. Squeeze, squeeze, squeeze. And then we're going to take it back down again. And as we're squeezing it, we'll be using this side of our back as well. So we'll be squeezing our back, squeezing our butt and taking it down. But don't worry about activating your back muscles, they'll do it automatically. I want you to think about doing it with your glute, because when you do it with your glute, then it's going to protect your lower back and your back will do a bit of the work. But you want the majority of it to come from your butt. It's a big muscle, so it's stronger. It can do more for us. So we're going to lift it up, pulling it with that butt cheek, and we're going to squeeze it. 4, 5, 4, 3, really squeeze it, and 1, take it back down, last one, lifting it up, first squeeze, 5, 4, 3, keep squeezing, and 1, take it back down, swap it over to the other side, leg goes behind us, and again we're just going to really squeeze that butt cheek to lift up their leg. Make sure you're keeping yourself nice and square, and we're going to lift it up, 4, squeeze, 3, 2, 1, take it back down, lifting it up, 4, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, take it back down, last one, squeeze, 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 and 5, 4, keep it squeezing, 2, and 1. Lovely, take it down. So this just really helps to engage that butt, so it will help protect your back a little bit more. We've done a little bit on the shoulders. So basically what I'm prepping us for, so I just realised I went too close and you can't see me very well. What I'm prepping us for is when we can hold our leg, and hopefully, for those of you who are getting dead good, you can hold it behind you. Now this is something that I am working on, but I'm not there yet. So we're going to do through some different stages. Stage number 1, a lot of it is about balance, and because I want us to work on the stretch, I'm going to use the mantelpiece, but if you're getting dead hardcore and you're like, no, I want to work on everything, do it without anything, and you'll just do it with the balance move. So what I want us to do is stand on one leg, lift up the leg behind us. I want us to squeeze this butt cheek to lift it as high as you can. Okay? Bend the knee so that your foot is nearer to you. And I want you to reach round and grab hold of your knee. Grab hold of your foot. Okay? And we can just push with our hip and take the leg up. So we're in this position here. See if you can take the hand off and see if you can balance. Good. Nice work, everyone. Nice work. And take it back down. You'll notice that that bottom leg was really activated. So I'm going to show it on the other side as well. I'll just show it this way. So I'm going to use my hand for a bit of support. I want us to take the leg out, squeeze the butt cheek, bend the knee as much as you can, reach behind. Now, I don't want you to think about pulling on your leg. I want you to think your hand is just helping you guide. You can kind of push against your hand. So my foot pushes against my hand, and that's what kind of lifts me up. Lovely. So push, push, push. See if we can get higher, see if we can get higher. Squeezing that butt cheek, see if we can take the hand up and balance. Nice. Lovely. And take it back down. Now, if you are going a little bit deeper and you want to do a deeper stretch, we're going to do one more back exercise, and then I'll show you the next bit. If you're wanting to take it to a needle, where you take your shoulders over the top. Those of you who are working on pole moves, such as the cocoon moves, that's definitely worthwhile trying this one. So I'm just going to reshuffle, so we're going back onto the floor. I do apologise about this up, down, up, down. It's just because there's different exercises that are helpful at different parts of our body. So just one of them things, isn't it? So we're going to go onto our hips, onto our front. Can you see me all okay? Nice and comfortable. Feet nice and flat. You want your feet to be about hip width apart. They will probably go wider in the exercise. That is cool if they go wider. Okay, what I want us to do, we're just going to do a gentle back bend, and this is going to be with our arms to support us. So we have our hands underneath our shoulders. I have mine a little bit lower. I find it a little bit more comfortable, a little bit lower. And I want our elbows to be pulled in next to us. From here. Gently pushing up. Now I want you to think about, in fact, I'm going to take your hands off. Hands off. I want you to think about lifting yourself up as high as you can. Then placing your hands down and gently going a bit further. Okay? So I want us to use our back muscles to lift us, not necessarily just pushing ourselves up with our arms. And then we're going to take it back down. We're going to do it again, but I want you to really think about squeezing the butt cheek. Squeeze your butt cheek. Squeeze it. Hands off. Lift yourself up. Good. And take it back down. Doing it one more time. Lifting yourself up. Squeezing the butt cheek. Good. Nice. Can you use a little bit of our hands now? Pushing yourself up, lifting yourself up, and see if you can go a little bit further. I want you to keep these arms bent. I don't want you to lock them out. Just put so much pressure on the arms and on the joints, we don't need it. So when we're in this position, I really want us to, I'm going to do this sideways a little bit more, hopefully you can see it a little bit better. I really want us to think about pushing our hips to the floor. Now when we're in this position, often all of us come up. So really squeezing your butt cheeks to push your hips into the floor, and this will mean that it's taking it off, it's really pushing into the back a little bit further, so it's deepening the stretch in the back. Lovely, keeping the elbows in, squeezing that butt cheek and taking it over. Good. Now, if this feels okay, then we can take this a little bit further. If you're just at the stage that you're like, actually, that feels like a really big back bend stretch, then please hold it there. You can take it down and take it back up. Those of you who are feeling okay with this move and you want to go a bit deeper, what I want you to do is take your knees a little bit wider and bend your knees. The wider your knees, the easier you'll find you can get into a deeper back bend. But please, 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 please make sure you're squeezing your butt cheek, pushing your hips into the ground a little bit more as well. So then we're going to take it back a little bit further. And then we're just going to reach over. And I want you to think about looking up, as opposed to just cranking the neck back. I want you to think about looking up, looking up, looking up. And then see if you can take it into a deeper stretch. And then take it back down. Good. We're going to do it again. Breathing it in. Exhale. And then you can take the neck a little bit further. Oh, toes down. Good. And take it back down. And if you want to have a little bit of an ease, then what I do is I roll onto my back. Hopefully you can see me here. And I take myself into a little ball. I just find it helps soften my back a little bit more. It's taking it back into its nice central position. Those of you who want a little bit more of a deeper back bend, this is what I did when I did gymnastics as well. Like, I used to do tumble tops when I was like 2 or 3 years old. I remember doing this when I was on Friday night. So we're going to round the spine. And we can just go up and down, roly, roly. Now, I've got a really bony back. I don't know if you can see, but I've got a really, really bony back. It all sticks out. So please make sure you've got padding if you've got bony backs as well. So just taking it over and up. Good. We're going to try it one more time. Roll ourselves over onto our front. We're going to push ourselves up. So if you're just doing it with the legs straight, great. If you're taking the knees bent and taking it into a deep stretch, great. But just listen to your body. Go with your limitations. Especially with back, I never go to maximum. I will stretch it until, do my back bend for about maybe 60% maximum, maybe 70 if I'm really going at it. I don't do a lot in terms of stretching my back that much. I do a lot in terms of strengthening it though, that's really important. So hands are going in, pushing myself up, pushing my hips forward, squeezing that butt cheek, leaning myself back and see if I can take it a little bit further than before. Just pushing into it. And take it back down. Good. Taking yourself over, and again, if you want to just roll into that little ball, super duper, roll into the ball. If you want to do the rocks, rocking it over. If you do the rocks and you're on a nice surface, it can feel like a really nice massage down the sides of your back. I really like that. Okay, we're going to do one more where we're going to start with doing the thread the needle stretch. So I'm going to show you the bits that you need to do to be starting working on it. If you're nowhere near, perfect. If you're getting really far with it, perfect. Please appreciate where your body is. It's in the right place. It's on the right journey. There's no right nor wrong. It's just the way it is. And I've been stretching for donkey's years, and I just haven't had this as a stretch that I've done very often. So I don't do this stretch hardly ever. I haven't been working on it, and as a result, mine isn't brilliant. But I'll show you what I'm starting to do to train it a little bit more. So my hand goes on, I lift my leg, I squeeze that butt cheek as high as I can, and I bend this knee in, holding onto it. Now I like to hold on to the bottom of my ankle. So I've twisted my hand round, hold it onto the bottom of the ankle, and then I can pull it up a little bit higher. Now from here, that's when I might take mine a little bit higher onto my big toe. Ideally ankle, because I find it's easier, but big toe just means you've got something to hold on to. This is great with resistance bands. So then you can pull it over your shoulder. From there, lifting it up. Oh, actually I've got further than I thought. And then we can balance. And so you can pick it up. Oh, that was the best one I've ever done. Let's try it on the other side. So I've always started this holding it onto my ankle. I find it's easier to lift it up, but then I get to the point that I'm like, actually, I can't get my leg any higher. But if I hold onto my toe, then I might be able to. I personally think it's safer and more comfortable with your ankle and the heel of your foot. It's just because I know my body quite well that I feel okay taking it with my toes. But it is the proper way of doing it is with the back of your ankle. Now, what I would massively suggest is getting resistance bands. If this is something you're working on, get a resistance band, wrap it round the ankle, round the foot, and then you can pull on the resistance band to take it up and over. So that's how most people will train that, and you'll have a looser one to begin with, then get a tighter one, and then eventually you might be able to reach your foot. So I'm just going to try it on my other side, holding onto my ankle or onto the foot, depending on where you can get grip from. And we're going to, I can't quite get my grip on this, lifting it up and over, pushing myself down, squeezing that butt cheek, taking it over. Can I take my other hand off? Maybe, we're getting there. That's not as good. So there's a little bit of stretching that we've done today, all about the back. I love back bends. Oh, I've got one more thing that I really wanted to try. Now, this can have varied results depending on, I'm not going to let the dog in. I hope you can't hear him. He's having a little cry outside. Anyway, this can have varied results depending on your strength in your shoulders and your stretching on your arms. So we're going to do what I call a bridge. Some people call a crab. So please bear with your arm strength. If you can hold it, great. If you can't, great. please don't feel put off. It's just something that takes a bit of time, and it's a bit of an awkward one. So it's one that you just want to kind of get used to. So if it doesn't happen first time, don't beat yourself up about it all day going, I'm rubbish, I can't do a bridge. It's one that takes time, and you can kind of work your way through it. So let me, oh, Instagram, I've lost you. I'm not doing very well with Instagram signal here. Hello again, Instagram. Apologies, I keep cutting in and out. I'm blaming my mother's Wi-Fi, obviously. Okay, so we start lying down. Now, when we're in this position, we're going to push our feet into the floor. We're going to lift up our legs, really squeezing them butt cheeks again. There's a theme here. If you're working on your back, you're working on your butt. Hands are going to go just underneath, next to your head, in your shoulder, underneath your shoulders. Okay, this in itself might be like, this is well uncomfortable. I don't know if I can push in this position, but see how you go. From here, we're going to push our hips up and push into our hands, having to take ourselves up. Okay, now if you're in this position and this feels okay, then we can take it a little bit further. So what I want to, if you're in this position, amazing. If you want to take it further, what I want to do is make sure that your wrists stay in line with your shoulders. As much as you possibly can, where your shoulders have come from. And I want you to see if you can take your feet together and take it into a stretch, straight legs. From here, you'll be really deepening that back bend stretch, so make sure you're squeezing them butt cheeks to protect your lower back. You can then push through with your shoulders. You see how much I'm pushing my shoulders forwards? And that will really, I find this stretch one of my most intense. Take it back down, nice and gently. So if you're at the stage where you are just working on pushing your body up, great, like appreciate that stage. That's where I started, that's where everyone starts. But if you're getting this a little bit bigger, then, and you want to go a little bit more intense, a little bit deeper, then see if you can straighten the legs first, and then when your legs are straight, then you want to think about pushing through. If you've got knee problems and you're like, Beck, babe, as much as I'd love to have straight legs, it ain't going to happen, then I'll forgive you. And that's by exception. Take your legs to the straightest that they can go, and then you can then push through the shoulders a little bit more, so it really intensifies the stretching of your shoulders. Right, gorgeous people, I'm going to love you and leave you. I am off to Birmingham now, and then I'll be back in London to do our stretch tomorrow. So let me know how you're getting on with your back bends. I think that is everything. Back bends, it's really important to keep your back warm. And if you're doing loads and loads and loads of back bends, you can get like a back warmer. So basically, it's like a scarf or snood, you know, when you go skiing, or you know, sometimes you have it in the winter and you have a snood around. It's basically one for your back, and it protects your lower back because it keeps it nice and warm all the time. Super helpful, super helpful. So yeah, let me know how you get on, guys. Have a fabulous day. It's the weekend, so enjoy your Saturday, everyone, and I will catch up with you tomorrow, either in Birmingham or in London, depending on what time of day I do it. I can't remember what time I said I'd do it. We'll check. It's in my calendar, guys. It's in my calendar. Mwah! Lovely day, guys. See you all soon. Well done today. You worked really hard. Well done. Take care. Da, da, da.